Greetings, everyone. We are Group 5, and we are going to present you to phonetics. Here are our group members, just in case you need to remember us.
All right. So, without any further ado, let us jump to the first materials about the definitions about the phonetics. So, phonetics is actually a system for describing and recording the sounds of language objectively. And a phonology is a way in which language make us of sounds to distinguish words from each other. Next slide.
So here are some example of the consonant and the vowels. So consonants are considered as B, C, D, F, and etc. While vowels are the A, E, I, U, and O. Next slide, please. So when a sound is produced with vibrating vocal folds, it is voice. Example, long R. When a sound is produced without vocal cord vibrations, it is voiceless. For example, S. Next slide.
So nasal sounds. Nasal sounds is actually sounds that are produced by air flowing through the nose. How to make nasal sounds? So you just need to allow air to enter the nose by lowering the volume. And then articulation manner. The first one is the kind of closure of constructions used to make the sound. And then stops, a full stoppage of the airstream somewhere in the oral cavity between the vocal folds and the lips. Fractivis, construction of the airstream in the oral cavity producing turbulence and noises. And affricates is a full stoppage of the airstream followed immediately by constructions. Next slide, please.
Approximate. Sound made by narrowing the oral cavity, but not enough to cause turbulence in the airstream. Example, I and Rai. Articulation place. The area in the mouth at which the consonantal closure or constrictions occurs. Next, please. Vowels. Vowels include the sounds we ordinarily represent as the letter, as well as a number of other sounds for which the ordinary alphabet has no unique symbols. Distinguished from consonant in several ways, vowels are produced with a smooth, unobstructed airflow through the oral tract. To understand more, let's see a few types of vowel.
They are
Yeah,
A,
yes,
I,
they are.
U, O,
Yeah, I, U, and then
E.
E, and then O, and then let's go to the next slide to learn more about the vowels. Ian, it's your time.
So now about tongue head. So pronounce the words it and at. Now pronounce just the vowels of these two words,
I,
ear and e. Notice that as you go from the vowel of it to the vowel of at, your mouth opens. If this is not obvious to you, just by playing with these two vowels, look in a mirror as you produce them. Alternate the words and then just the two vowels. There is a continuous increase in mouth openness as you go from one vowel to another. So these degrees distinguish this height, mid, and low vowels. So for example, eat, I, height, and eight, e, mid, And then what is it? I can't see the
At.
Yeah, at. It's the
Low.
lower, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Next slide, please.
And then there's front and backward vowels. Now compare the vowel of beat with that of boot. Alternate the words and then just the vowels. You produce I of beat with the front blade of your tongue raised toward your palate. If you draw in your breath as you make this vowel, I, you'll feel the cold air against your palate. As you see from I to you, the vowel of boot, you will find yourself raising the back of your tongue like wood, wood. Phonations call I and the other vowels in one front vowels and you a back vowels. The back vowels, like the front ones, descends from high through mid to low in continuous sequence. You can observe this by pronouncing the words could, caught, and caught. And then just the vowels. As you produce the series of vowels, you will find your mouth opening. Monitor your lower jaw as you go from could to caught and caught. Phonology. Yep.
All right, phonology. The definition of phonology is the study of how the speech sounds of a language are used in that language. So when we speak about phonology, we will talk about how the speech sounds of a language are used in that language. So phonology have a function to distinguish meaningful units from each other and how sounds are patterned in a language. So by learning phonology, we can find out how a language make a pattern or a spatial pattern between each language. And then when we learn phonology, we will need requirement, and we will be required to take the meaning of words into considerations. Next slide, please.
Phonemes. In a language, speakers use differences in sound to distinguish words from each others. This distinction is evident in minimal pairs, such as zip and zip, where changing one sound creates two different words. These sound distinctions, which are essential for words differentiation, are known as phonemes and are enclosed in slices, for example, S and Z. Differentiate them from regular sounds S and Z and ordinary letters S and Z. And I think that's all the presentation from our groups. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy.
And we hope our presentations can be clear enough then, and you can get the point about our presentations. And we also apologize for any mistakes we make in this presentation. And yeah, just that's all.
Thank you so much. Bye.